We're not going to need to get into the kit here because I can already tell the age of construction and knowing of the manufacturer of that elevator is a Kone. Kone has their own Kone hardware. These are 9-foot doors instead of 7-foot doors. It doesn't matter. Picks work the same on whether they're 7 or 9, but the kits, we don't have a stretcher to stretch the picks. So you'd need some kind of a step stool or something. On these new Kones though, they are not pickable, period. So what I want you to see is we'll either open one with the power on and look up, or these should, if there's a power failure, which we're going to simulate with securing the main disconnect, it should recall and open up automatically. That's what they are. That's what they're designed to do. So on these, on the top of the elevator door, when you open this up and look, there's a piece of Z molding that runs up and over, and it's actually attached on the back side of the hoistway door and runs the whole length of the door. So it is physically impossible to get any kind of pick in there to get towards the mechanism that you want to pick. So if you come here, hopefully the simple to complex that you guys are going to practice here is going to mitigate the issue. Just I told you that 90% of the time with the power reset, it's probably going to be electronic a problem, and reset it. Hopefully that will work. Obviously, if it's a power outage, you shouldn't be coming anyways because it should open, recall and open automatically. For whatever reason, all that fails, and you have to get into that. This elevator, you will have to, no exception, use force. Okay, if it goes that far in your procedure, that's what you'll have to do. And Kone, and if you contact Kone and they'll tell you, and that's what they want because it's money for them, they're going to tell you. If you can't get it.
What are the techs doing?
What's that?
What are the techs doing on these?
They're not. They're going, which we, and trying to troubleshoot. They're working through the circuit board or the control panel on there to deal with, and so that's what they're doing. So let's run this. Whoever's going to run it. But let's see, we figure out, let's make sure that, one, we're going to open it like before, make sure that there isn't a patron inside it before we secure the power to it. And we'll let the door closed, and and when we secure the power, let's have it open up, okay?
We're sending out another email to everybody to stay out of the elevators now.
Okay, perfect. And so these are electric, so you're not moving them. They are where they are, and that's where you're gonna deal with the entrapment.
So these have a cable that runs up to a top floor elevator room.
Absolutely. Yep. Counterbalance and everything. Absolutely. And this one, the control header, what he's talking about, all that, the motor and everything's in a different place where they're saying the elevator room's over there. It looks like a big safe, a gun safe, if you would. It's pretty small. It's about, maybe 20 inches wide and 6 feet tall. It's this mechanism. It's got everything in it in one. It's a computer and everything. And it literally just fits in a little closet over there. So whoever goes over there, we'll walk with them. Whoever wants to run it, we'll take a look.
This will probably be anticlimactic because we can't do much. You want to just drill on the next one, and that way we can pick it and actually go through the whole thing.
Sure. Absolutely.
What we're going to do here is just go to the control room, shut the power, and it'll come down.
Yeah, so first thing we would do, right, is walk over, establish our communication, hit the call button above and below, right, and hopefully that would, it would find itself and open up for us.
All the while, our engineer goes to the elevator room.
What's that?
All the while, our engineer goes to the elevator room.
Yes, exactly.
Send firefighter up.
Yep.
Capital C.
Yep.
I'll hit 1, he'll hit 2,
Yep.
3.
Yep.
That doesn't work, let's get a reset.
So we all have that, right? And that's pretty easy. Let me open one of anyone. Is just hit the call button. One of these will open up, and then let's look at the top. It's going to be hard to see just because of the height of the door.
You want me to get a ladder, a little giant?
Oops, sorry.
We will need a key. We'll have to have someone give us a key to get into the elevator room. So, see, shine your light up there, Kat. And you could, across the top of the door, there's a piece of flashing. It won't allow you access to come in through the top of the door. You can see that right there is the door. That's the door restrictor right there. If you look inside the inside of the rail, it latches right on this inside. The one on the outside is the interlock box for the keeper that's right there.
Where's that? Okay, there's,
Airlock box is over here.
That's the interlock box, and then that's the keeper for the door restrictor that's always going to be on the car door.
so that's our piece that's moving
Yep.
right there, that clicks it.
Yep.
You just can't get to that little keeper up there, huh?
Yes.
The angle iron box.
Well, that's,
So
it's inside that.
yeah, so look at the back side of the back side of this. The whole length of the door is that's riveted down. See all those little rivets coming? The ones right there. You see that rivet right there where nothing is, where your light is. That's set down, and if you look in the track right here, there's a little piece of Z-mold. See all that Z's? See right there, the gap? See that piece of metal right there?
Yeah.
Right where the light is? That runs the whole way. So you
Yeah.
physically can't get a pick in on the top of the door.
But what about the scenario where it's within the range of being able to open the door and the person inside the elevator, will they be able to like force the inner door open so we can?
If you secure the power and open it from the inside, if it's not within its unlock zone, no.
Yeah, but
Because
if it is,
yes.
they can still do that, but it only will open 4 inches.
No. If it's within the unlock zone, it'll open all the way.
Oh, okay.
If it's not within its unlock zone, it won't open because that door restrictor is not allowing that door to open more than 4 inches.
Exactly, okay.
So what I really want you guys to focus on is right here. Let this door slide a little close a bit. See that piece where my flashlight is, how it's a Z-mold? It's fastened down to the top of the hoistway door, and it comes straight up and it lips over behind the jamb. That piece of sheet metal right where the light is, it's a piece of Z-molding. That will physically not allow you to get a pick in between the door and the header, and it runs the whole length of the top of the hoistway door. That piece right there that you can see I'm shining the light on, that's why you cannot, it's unpickable. So it's unpickable. So things happen. So you shut the power off. It's supposed to return and open up. It doesn't. Guess what we're doing? We're taking the Halligan and a flathead axe and we're going right at the keeper and the interlock box, and one of them's going to fail eventually. So anytime here, I'm not here to, I advocate and would recommend we only use the irons, but if you guys are going to stick to your rabbit tool or airbags or whatever, I'm not here to tell you what you can and can't do. What I'm going to tell you, whatever you choose to use to be the most effective, you always want it closest to the mechanism up in the corner where the strength of the door is. Every time I start getting down here, and the further I get down is all weakness. Right in the center, I'm just going to buckle the inside of the door out. Down at the bottom, I'm going to bend it and force the door out and pop the gibs off. Okay? So we want to make sure if it does come to force, we're putting our force in the right location. So let's have this gentleman show us where the machine room is. Okay? And then we'll take a look at that. And if we have one designated, sir, that you're not going to use, we'll lock it out. And if we lock it out, when we come back, we should walk back to an elevator door open. That's the control for each of these. So here you go. 1, 2, 3. This runs all 3. Looking at this, now look at this one's very nice. But you come in here and you look big. Remember I told you the last place. You saw just a light switch, right? Saw a car light. It was 110. This is still 110, but look at this big mainline disconnect. But it says cab lights on them. We're never, ever going to touch these. Always leave these on. Mainline disconnects are right here. That's what we're going to secure. Which one that gentleman tell us we could secure?
Anyone, sir, he said?
Anyone you want. Okay, perfect. That's great. I'm right here by 3. So 3 it is. So looking at this, right? This is a totally different label, right? We all know what Title 8 is. Title 8, right? Group 4, right? This is saying on this code that this, I don't know why that's saying. This is saying this is the code for the ASME -1 2004. So this right here, all this means is this was installed after October 2008. So do you guys see, and I had a hard time finding, is there anywhere in here on these that they say, I'm looking for Kone?
It's right here. So this is the test.
So
it's right
so
here.
here's where not to get fooled by, right? This happens to be Kone, and for right now, Kone has the service. This is just a service log, not a manufacturer's label. But on this right now, it has a contact number, right? So if you came to something like this and you didn't have a tech already in, there's a phone number. They're in most of the machine rooms. Make a call. Tell them you have an entrapment at this location. Start a tech your way. That's a part number. I'm trying to look for something. We should have something in here that'll say, and this is the latest and greatest out here, but somewhere it should say, there you go. Open up the door when all else falls. Thank you, sir.
Right here too.
When you open up, those are manufacturer labels. This is a Kone. Kone has its own door hardware. So this is a Kone Group 4. This is the latest and greatest, baddest. I'm here to guarantee you, and any technician, there's nobody that can get into this elevator without force. And you can call Kone and they'll tell you the same thing. All right, so let's go see if 3 is open. Well, I secured the power to it, and the hoistway door on 3 should be open at the first floor. Why we're here, and I'm not sure and haven't had the opportunity to do this. This is only the second brand new Kone that I've came across. What I would like to do, after he sees if any hoistway opened up at any level, I'd like to turn the power back on, put someone in one of these cars, whatever car they get stuck in, go secure that power. And we know that it's at floor level, and have them push for an inside out rescue, just to see what that does to and exhaust all our options while we're here. Okay, so we'll do that, maximize this, and then after that I would say it's time to bump over to the next place where we can be a little more productive.
So why do you think this one's center and these ones are all from side to side?
You can answer it yourself, Jake. Look at this. Look at the room. If this was a full door, right? If this was a full door, would it have enough room to totally go here, or would it have enough room to totally go here? So just by reading the elevator, right? It's got to be able to go back into the wall, just like the cap said, like a pocket door. So this here, to say it's center opening, so it breaks the rules. These ones are in line because the room where it goes, they all open away from the car selector here, but that's not necessarily the case. If this was a 2-speed door, meaning that it would have one panel here and one out here, the panel that's raised that you're looking at that is closest to you, if this door was like this, it's always going to open to the left. It's like this, it's always going to open up to the right. So whether it's a 2-speed side opening or a 2-speed center opening, obvious center opening, you're going to know where the door goes. But if it's a single, if it's a side opening 2-speed, the door is always going to talk to you and tell you where it's going.
So those last ones we were doing were single speed because it was one.
Absolutely. Single speed side opening, bam.
Yeah, single speed. So double speed would be 2 doors.
Yep. We haven't seen a 2-speed.
Okay.
And then it's right side opening from left to right, Side opening from right to left, just the opposite. Center opening. Nowhere. Didn't open at all anywhere. Okay? So the next thing we're going to do is we'll turn the power back on, and to 3, we'll just put somebody in 3, and we're going to lock somebody inside and see if they can open it from the inside. Did we lock that door back when we walked out? Is it still open?
Did you just hit the disconnect?
Yeah, just the main line disconnect on 3. Would somebody in communication go with this gentleman, and we'll put the power back on, and once we put somebody in here and it closes, then we'll secure the power. Outstanding. So just hit door close for me. Hit the door close. Who's in communication? Who has comms with who's everything? Did you check the 3rd floor, sir? Because that's where the car went, and the door was closed. Perfect. Go ahead and tell him kill the power, please.
So we're going to be on the 2nd floor.
What's that?
He can shut the power down to elevator 3.
Did he call it to, or somebody else call
Call it
it?
to the 2nd floor.
What's his name?
Casio.
Cassio. Cassio.
Oh, now it's out of service.
He's up.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's turn. Or we could just go to the, or we can just go to the stairwell and go to the 2nd floor. So somebody, take one of these elevators, go to the 2nd floor, and communicate with him, and tell him to push and put pressure on the door. No, he'll be on the 2nd floor, and tell him not to panic. He lost his orientation. You'll bring him back to safety. So, here's it automatically. It automatically went up. So here's what we have to hope for: is he could still put pressure anywhere in there where the power is. If it only opens 4 inches, that means that we killed the power before it got to the within the unlock zone at the 2nd floor, right? So if that happens again, we'll turn the power on. We'll have him call it to 1, and then we'll.
Give us a heads up. We'll shut it down for you.
There's some symbol up there. Disappeared.
So it opened back up on the 2nd.
What?
It opened back up on the 2nd.
When the power shut off?
So now he's gonna shut it off and shut it back.
Okay, so and that's why I don't know why it didn't happen. It didn't happen the first time because so I don't know why when we shut the power off the first time it didn't open up. But we shut the power off with him in there, and it automatically opened. He didn't go push the door. It automatically opened on a power failure.
Could somebody have possibly pushed this from the second floor or the call?
Yeah, they could have called it.
Maybe he
And
might have pushed this number second floor.
he didn't push anything, but there might have already been another request. Someone on that floor wanting to call the elevator up to him.
Okay, power's on,
So
on the second floor.
he's on the second floor? So now have him coach him through pushing it through. So now we did see when we killed the power, that time the door did automatically open for him without any force. And that's how it's designed, how it should work. Now what we're doing right now is if it's at the floor when the power is killed and it didn't open up, he should be able to roughly 40 pounds of pressure, push that away from the way that it opens, and he should be able to open that on the second floor.
Log and copy, bring them on down. So it opened back up, so they're gonna send it back down.
He didn't touch anything, and it
He didn't
opened.
touch anything. So when he first shut it down, it went up, opened up,
Okay?
and then they turned it on, turned it back off to reset it, it closed, opened back up.
With the power failure. So that's what's alarming to me, why it didn't do that the first time, because that's what it's supposed to do when there is a power failure. So we might not be able to duplicate this again. So let's just call him. Let's call him to 1 and now kill the power. Tell him to kill right in the middle. Kill the power right now.
Kill power right now.
Copy, power's off.
See what happens. Oh, power service.
Ah, right over the door.
You can see it all right here, too.
Okay, and you can see how far. So what's his name again?
Casio.
Cassio. Push the door open, facing the door. Push the door to your left.
Come on out.
Bam. It got to do what I wanted it to do.
There we go.
There you go. So it's supposed to. I just did it, baby.
Quite down all the way.
It's not. He's within the unlock zone, though, and the unlock zone is the length of the door clutch. I told you what I tell you on a group 4. 4 to 6 inches. I'm within it. Okay, so good. We got a lot of learning points here. So before we secured the power, it didn't open up. It was supposed to open up. We tricked it. We confused the thing. It's electronics, right? They fail all the time or they let us down constantly. So we finally got it. I tricked it into doing what I wanted it to do. It didn't open up automatically like it was supposed to, but since he was within the unlock zone, with that roughly 40 pounds of pressure, we just did an inside-out rescue. Look at all these options you have at your disposal next time you come here before you ever apply force. That's the ultimate last resort. Want to reiterate, we would never apply force unless it was emergency. I come here and it's an incident, and we went through all those steps that we just did, and we're not successful. Guess what? We're going to wait until the technician that has this service account shows up here and let them go through the control panel and do all their propeller head stuff, and they'll figure it out and fix it in that room. Nothing to do with over here.
So did you put, once the power was killed, you put pressure on the inside?
Yeah, he pushed. I just told him, hey, push it to the, push it to
If
the.
it was like a foot or two higher, it would have.
If he was probably 3 inches higher, he would have pushed on this door, and this door would have opened maximum less than 4 inches. Less than 4 inches. Okay? So here's what we're going to do. So watch this. You just come out. We'll leave it like this, has no power. Watch what it does. It'll go through its self-check, and this thing's going to do everything that it's supposed to do when the power comes back on. Let my guy in the machine room know. Go ahead and put the power back on 3. So for those of you that work here, if you ever get stuck in there before anything happens,
Yeah, turn power on.
just push against the door and try that as an option. If it only opens a little bit when somebody comes here and they communicate with you, tell them I tried to open it, but it would only open a few minutes. That will give them an idea that it's not within floors. It's slow. It's still thinking. Let it think. Remember that 60 to 90 seconds. Let it go through its checkup. Let it regather and regroup, and then we'll re-engage. So we'll give it a second. And then we might need card access. When we hit card access, hit the call button. This elevator should open and work under normal means. So let's see if it tells me if I need access or I've already got it.
So if it's above that space, that 4 to 6 inches, and we only get 4 inches of open, then what do we do?
It's electric. There's nothing you can do.
Just do a shut off reset again, see if
There's nothing you can do. Yeah,
Okay.
turn the power back on and hit the call button and hope that it regroups and was able to figure out the glitch that was in the system. Electronics fail all the time. That's just electronics. It's fancy. This isn't hydraulics. Okay. So, but I want to make sure.
Yeah, that's right. T.
got 2 elevators on the first floor and there's one.
Yeah.
Use, it should be, let's put the access. So have him, we only shut off the power to 3, so it shouldn't have anything to do with 1. We haven't even touched 1 today. Have them on, have 3 exactly.
Because
On,
now it's down.
on 3, yes, on 3, have them secure the power 3 only.
Okay.
And we'll just have them reset the power. So
Okay.
hopefully that didn't wait 60 to 90 seconds. We'll throw it back on. Why 1's not opening? I have no, we haven't done anything with 1. What?
Recall also.
What?
2 should recall also, you know, if it's, should we use our?
No, we didn't touch anything. Those should be in normal operation though.
He just shut it down.
I think it just fooled it.
So this is saying,
He just shut down 3.
he just shut down 3. Yeah, just the computer's just confused. It's all right. When we secure the power back on this, when we secure the power back, there's no power. We'll wait a second. No, they got it all up.
Napoleon and Rufus come out.
There we go.
There you go. Normal means. Okay, electronics. It's that simple. No, it'll run. Yeah, it's good. The door will shut here in a second, and if someone. So that's all I have for you here. You guys have seen it. So we could still do inside out, but 2 out of 3 times. 2 out of 3 times when the car was either traveling to the second or both times when it was going to a destination and it lost power, you didn't touch the door, right? It automatically opened up. That's the way it's designed to do. Electronics don't always work the way they're supposed to do it. All right?
No, don't turn power
No,
on.
no, no, no,
Come
no,
on,
no,
Matt.
no.
Power on.
Yeah, no power. No power off. So we got you're good with it. You can test all of them, make sure they're running normally. We didn't do anything that should, other than securing the power, that should have.
Our last guy made a card getting through this other one.
Perfect.
Can we go get your guy?
Yeah.
He's coming out right now.
So pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Okay, and so I challenge you guys, any tech you come across, preferably a Kone tech, but you guys can also go online, Google, we all have the internet at our fingertips, call Kone, tell them, hey, I'm so-and-so, I work for Alco Fire, we just got done with elevator training. We were told by the individual that provided the training that the new Group 4 Kone elevator, that it is impossible to pick the hoistway pick due to the Z molding that runs the top of the hoistway door. And they'll say, yep, he was right. All right? Perfect. So let's go. Once we get everybody back, we'll go to the next place.